Hello. This is the that sounds funny. This is the latest update I thought I'd do for the Vistella 2600 tool slash emulator I'm doing. I've not done one of these since before Christmas, I think. So quite a lot's happened, mainly in the TIA emulation. But anyway, I will show you one thing and show you it working, and then I'll take you through what I've actually been up to. So if I just run that. So TIA is there. Oh, my windows are all over the place. Where am I? There. This is what happens when you're running on a larger monitor and you shrink the size to do a recording, isn't it? So if I start it, there you go. There's a 2600 ROM written by a guy I know. It's not rendering correctly, but it's kind of there. You can see most of it. This is the TIA window. So yeah, that's how far I've got, and I'll take you through how I've got there right now. So to start doing the TIA emulation, I basically just got a full-size screen buffer just in RAM, and I just basically tick on the TIA clock, every colour clock, tick across, and there's like 228 clocks for every horizontal scan line, and up to 300 and whatever it is for the PAL scan lines down, and just basically tick on the TIA, tick the CPU at a third of that rate, and just monitor the traffic and see what the CPU is writing and reading from the TIA hardware registers, and just emulate what the TIA chip would output. So I started doing this using this website is amazing. This guy's written some really cool books which you should buy, and he's got an online kind of in browser Atari emulator with lots of little sample programs and all this kind of stuff. So you can basically, there you go. So that was the first thing I tried to emulate on my emulator. There's the 6502. So I compiled this, got a ROM out of it, and then I pumped that down to my, so that'll be is it that one? Let's have a look. I think it's that one. Oh, I've got some breakpoints set on this. There's the breakpoint set. Have I got them on some registers or something? No, nothing on there. Where's my CPU window? Memory, I'll get rid of that. Right, not got anything. Sorry, I should have prepared for this a lot better, shouldn't I? Where are we? There we are. Alright, let's get rid of them breakpoints. And run. There we are. So this was the first thing I got working. This is off on my emulator. So there it is. It's offset because there's the vertical blank at the top of the screen, which the televisions normally don't display, and there's a horizontal blank. So that is the full play field that the TIA outputs. But you obviously don't see all that on the telly because there's a lot of that raster space which is kind of clipped for you by the television set. So I was basically kind of, you take a simple program, try and make it work, debug why it's not working. Then once that's working satisfactorily, go on to the next one. Oh, your reset works. Never even tried that. So I did that, and then the next thing was to get the playfield registers working, and that is my next job is so I can actually load stuff on the fly without having to restart the tool. So yeah, that's the next thing. Doing some session management. So this was the next thing, which was getting playfields to work, and there we are. There's playfield registers scrolling up and down. So that's the same as, where's that one? Playfield. So was it? There's a little thing I can comment out here and make it roll. There we are. If I do that, there we are. So this is, me doing the same as that one does. Oh, look at that, almost bang on top of each other. Which is quite cool. So yeah, it's been a process of just taking more and more ambitious sample programs and debugging why they don't work, because they never do work. It's first straight off. And I'll end on, I think, one of the milestones I'm going to make is version 0.1 is going to be when I can run combat, the game, and actually play it. So I'll show you where combat is right now. It's actually combat. This is the PAL version, so my clipping clips to 20SC, so if you do that, you'll actually see it a bit better. So it's certainly not fully functional, but it's on the track loop. One of the things I'm really not emulating yet is the Riot chip, which deals with kind of some of the physical device controls and timing control, which is I think why this is a bit knackered, because this uses a timing latch at the top, I think. So that's what I'm working on now, getting the Riot plumbed in. I think once I'm at a state where I can execute things but there are errors, like timing errors, things like this, I'll be pretty happy with that. Then I need to make it so you can actually control it and have a little up, down, left, right, fire buttons getting pumped in. And ideally I want to make it, and it needs to work so that all of these where's that going? Is that going there? Right. So I want to work through all of these until I've got right the way to the very end where I'm actually sprite 4 multi-sprites. Look at this. I'm actually doing sprite multiplexing and other bits and bobs. I've been talking to some people on Atari Age forums, and that's really cool. There's so much detail and stuff on there. And they said, I'm basically writing my emulator to copy another emulator, but I know for a fact that this emulator's got errors in it. So I'm gonna try and find a cheap bit of hardware, and there's a little bit of hardware thing you can buy where you can basically load your ROMs on an SD card and actually run them on proper hardware. So maybe this month or next month I'll buy myself a Woody 2600 and actually start comparing running my code on real hardware and checking the emulators doing the same thing. So as for other things on here, so what have I done? So you can break point on registers. You can see some of the. These are the TIA registers. I'll tell you what. I'll run Paul's demo and I'll show you some of the speed control I've got. 2020. So I've basically been putting some debug stuff in, so I can actually halt the program at any point. So there's the disassembly. That's not really changed since last time. I've got some symbol passing, and you can follow the PC now. It'll kind of follow the program counter around. What I've got different breakpoint settings here. So I can, if I bring that up, right? If I tick that shows me the actual position of the raster beam. So I can actually tick the TIA 1 pixel at a time. You see it there moving, and check what's happening in the registers and the disassembly. You see this is slowly executing now because the CPU's getting ticked. I've got it so you can tick to the next H blank, so you go down H blanks there, and V blanks, so it's doing full screens, bump, 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 bump. Yeah, you can see that ticking away. You can tick on a CPU tick or a CPU instruction. Basically just giving it a lot of control over, slowing it down so you can analyse what's going on. I've got it. It's set to just run at normal real time, which is like 3.5 million TIA ticks a second. But I've made it so you can actually slow it down to whatever you want. So you've got the 1/10th, 100th, 1,000, 1/10,000th of the speed. So you can see there. You can see the TIA rendering the graphics, raster line by raster line, as it scans across. You can see the CPU executing there. You can see your code running. If you've got your registers displayed, you can see your registers. This needs cleaning up, so it's a lot more efficient. But it's pretty cool. You can actually see it doing what it does. So if you give it a few more lines here, we'll probably see. This only scrolls every other frame, so we'll see if it's this frame it does it. So it's quite nice having this variable control. And what I want to do is stuff like breakpoint on explicit raster positions. that kind of thing. So you can go down to a certain point on the screen and go break pointed there, bosh, and it'll actually, there you go. So that's pretty cool. Combat doesn't work yet, but you know, it will one day. I think that's about it. So yeah, finish off the riot chip. This log, there's just a lot of UI needs sorting out. Really needs cleaning up. I've kind of only been doing emulation code really. A lot of the disassembly and debugging stuff has kind of been on the back burner for a while. Once I get the emulation working reasonably, then I'll start to clean some of these other tools up. Maybe put something in, you know, I don't know, where you can annotate the code and, you know, save all your things and spit things out. And if anybody's interested, all the code is of course up on GitHub. Here. It only runs on Linux right now because that's what I work with. I've got some issues tracked in there. It's just my kind of to-do list. If anybody wants to get it running on Windows, then be my guest. All of that, because I can't be bothered right now. But yeah, I'll just keep tracking it and keep checking stuff in and keep moving on. So I've got 176 commits. That's not too bad. So yeah, I think that's it, and I'll see you on the next one.